I'm going to talk a lot about principles. We're going to talk about concepts. We're going to talk about what goes on in here in a street fight. Okay, I want to get into the subjects that people don't talk about. Okay, everybody wants to know, is the hand here, is the foot here, is boxing better than this, is original better than concepts, does trapping work, is this, I mean, it goes on and on and on, okay? But we're going to talk about the things that I regard as most important in a street fight, okay? And in order for this thing to work, we have to have feedback. So that's the last I'll say on that. What is faster, your right hook or your left cross? Really? Your left cross is right? Okay. Anybody, do you think anyone's right hook is faster? Let's say right hook or left cross. Or which ones? Okay. Your right oblique kick or your left overhand? Left, pardon me? Does it? No, well, this is, I'm making a point. It doesn't really matter in the big picture, no. No, but this is, I'm getting somewhere with this. Okay? Okay? Your right overhand or your front, bam, just shuffle kick, bam, right to the groin. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, some say shuffle, some, so y'all, all right, you guys should know this stuff. It's not the same with everybody. All right? So the first thing I want to do is I want to use this for a warm-up, but I want you to get to see which of your tools you can use to react quickest. This whole day is going to be about self-exploration. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to explore ourselves. There's no right or wrong in this drill. We're just going to learn about ourselves. Okay? So the object is this. I am going to drop the keys to the ground. When I drop the keys to the ground, I want you to perform whatever thing you're going to perform. Okay? And I want you just to learn a little about yourself. Certain tools we use to intercept with, certain tools we use to hit somebody after they're already kind of, maybe a shuffle side kick would work in that case. Okay? So let's learn this first. Let's use this as a warm-up. All right, everybody stand up, get in the fighting stance. How many people are in martial arts because you want to be a professional boxer? Okay? I'm not saying it would be wrong. There's no right or wrong. How many people are in martial arts because you want to be a professional point tournament fighter? How many people came to this seminar because you want to be a professional NHB fighter? How many people came to the seminar because you want to be a ground fighter? What the hell are you guys doing here? Okay, now, so we have different goals, and that's what I want you to be aware of, because our goals are different. Okay? If I were to say, what is the paradigm of progressive fighting systems? Okay, what is our philosophy, the way we think? Okay, from the embryonic stage back in the early 80s when we first came up with progressive fighting systems, and throughout the years, what's it been about? We've got 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people in this organization that go anywhere from South Dakota to South Africa. Okay, but they're all about the same thing. Okay, what do you think that is? A street fight. We call it a street fight. Any self-defense situation, any violent situation. The back of my mind, you know what I've always thought of since day one? Maximum security prison. That's what I've always thought of. What if, like I saw this movie where this guy got framed, okay? And did you guys ever see Shawshank Redemption? Oh, man. Anyway, so what if you were incarcerated? Maximum security prison. Okay? What skill set would you want? You could press a button and you could have anyone's skill set on the planet. Okay? Think of all the things that happen in a maximum security prison. 1-on-1, 10-on-1, ground fighting, stand-up fighting, mass attack, 2-on-1, 3-on-4, 6-on-6, riots, makeshift weapons, knife, chairs, any type of weapon you could conceive. biting, eye gouging, headbutts, knees, elbows, anything. Any random act of violence that you could possibly think of, and a million that you can't, unless you've been there, unless you've walked the halls. I used to go to prisons with my friends and walk the halls and see and hear the stories and live it and smell it a little bit just to get an idea. Okay? Now, whose skill set do you want? Would you want to be, how about Mike Tyson's? Would that be cool? Anybody? Anybody want Mike? Raise your hand if you want Mike. Mike's cool. Okay. We got one dude over here that likes Mike. All right. What if Mike ends up on the ground? Not very well, though. Did you see that little nibble, man? You think that's a bite? To me, that's like a boxer going. A real Kinamutai bite? Oh, I'll show you that. Okay? How about the best ground fighter you can think of? Anybody? Yeah? Not some of it. I want to know if that's the only skill set you want. You can only pick one. Okay? How about the best knife fighters? Probably more blades. Okay? Anybody? Well, whose skill set would you want? Okay? Think about that. I would want Dan Inosanto's skill set. I would want the skill set that can pick up any weapon conceivable and use it. The guy who happens to be 62 years old or whatever, and he has a black belt in jiu-jitsu. The guy who introduced Kinamutai to me. The guy could fight with any weapon. In the SEALs, they say we can make a time bomb out of a tube of toothpaste. Well, Inosanto can make a weapon out of a tube of toothpaste. Okay? Boxing, kicking, grappling, doesn't matter. He didn't care what the venue is. Okay? So that's our goal here. Our goal is to be able to survive in the worst type scenario where you have to adapt. Okay? I have to talk a little bit. You just got to bear with me in the beginning of the seminar. Too many people out there have a way. And when you have a way, you can be countered. Iyo mo fa iyo moya. Using no way as way. Having no limitation for limitation. Okay? Say, for example, you are a boxer. You are a ground fighter. You are a stick fighter. And we are going to go down to this biker bar here in which we know an altercation is likely. Okay? Me and you three. Now we go down to the place. We look around. We sit down. What kind of fight do you want to get into? Stand-up boxing, because you're the boxer. Okay? So he might have been training boxing 20 years, 6 hours a day. And he's like, damn, I hope we box. Well, how about you? Ground. Because you're the ground fighter. You know everything about the ground. You can pass the guard 38 ways. How about you? Stick. All right. Now let me ask you 3 questions. What happens if you end up on the ground? That's right. You guys are gambling. You're not preparing yourself for a fight. You're preparing yourself for Vegas. You're gambling. You're sitting there going, come on, boxing match. Oh, shit, ground fighting. Come on, baby, ground. Ah, shit, 3-on-1, crapped out. Okay, it's a gamble. Okay, so in progressive fighting systems, our goal is to be able to adapt to any situation. We don't care if we're the best at this or the best at that. We want to be able to adapt to any situation. So with that in mind, let me tell you about the 2 things that prevent us from winning a fight. Before we even talk about technique, these are emotional things. Anybody? Give me one. The nemesis, our nemesis emotionally is what? What's one thing? Fear. Fear. When you're debilitated with fear, you're not able to fight. What's another one? Anger. Beautiful. Huh? Yeah. Rage. And you know what happens to us in a fight? It fluctuates from fear to rage, fear to rage. Usually what's it start off with? Rage, because you're fighting. Somebody did something. Grabbed your wife, did something to your family, said something to you, cut you off, and God knows why you fight. I'm not here to preach that, okay? But for whatever reason, you're like, let's go, we're in a fight. So you're angry. So you go into this fight with anger and rage. Anybody know who Phil Jackson is? Huh? Excellent. Okay. He is what we call the Zen master. The guy is the psychologist of all coaches in the NBA. And he's written in a book called The Sacred Hoops that the real enemy, back when the Bulls were against the Detroit Pistons, was not the Detroit Pistons. It was rage. Because the Detroit Pistons simply wanted to increase the violence on the court to throw the Chicago Bulls off of their game. And they were doing it. So what Phil was talking about here is rage, controlling anger is the enemies of his team, not the Detroit Pistons. I don't care what it is, if you can get somebody enraged, they forget what they learned. They may be practicing for 20 years. You get them enraged and it just all goes out the window. Turns into just gross motions where you're swinging and yelling. And most of the time we are enraged because of self-importance. You offended me. Okay? So the first thing I want to explain to us, and I promise I'm not going to talk your whole seminar, but you got to hear what we're going to do. If you don't understand it, it's not going to do you any good. So the first thing we're going to learn is we're going to learn how to prevent rage in a street fight. You have to go into this fight dispassionately. Got to do what I got to do. You're not angry. Bruce Lee got into many altercations. Dan was around during most of them. He told me, Paul, do you know when most of Bruce's fights occurred? It wasn't in a dojo. It wasn't this big dramatic thing where some guy walks in the door, opens it up. I challenge you, Bruce. It's nothing. It wasn't like that. You know where he fought? In cars, driving, because he was such a terrible driver. So he cut everybody off. And here's Bruce with his big Coke bottle glasses. And Bruce had a terrible temper. So he'd be out there flipping everybody off, and maybe, we picture Bruce under a waterfall. Me, get out of here. I'm sorry. No. And Bruce had this terrible temper. And Dan said, he would be yelling and screaming behind that car. And he'd be yelling to pull a guy over. Paul, his range would be like this. And then the guy would pull out of the car, big truck driver, and he'd get out. And Bruce would get out, and Bruce would slam the door in rage. He'd get out, and as soon as Bruce would put his hands up, and be like, move around, start laughing. Get your hands up, a little bam, no, a little higher. He's talking to the guy. He said, one day, Paul, we were in the middle of the street. Bruce was fighting, and he turned over and he looked at me and he goes, I like that song, Dan. Could you turn that up? In the middle of a fight. He's in the middle of the street and he overheard the song and he's asking Dan to turn it up. Okay? It's just totally this rage that occurred inside that car. The minute he stepped into the street, it just went, and then he just started moving around and relaxed. Okay? So that's the idea. You may get enraged in a fight, but you've got to be able to control that rage. Okay? Now, the second thing is fear. Okay? What are we afraid of? Anybody raise your hands. What are we afraid of? Yes, Sam. Okay? Okay, you're getting hurt. Fear of injury. Okay? So how is that injury going to happen? Okay? Do we know how? Do we know how we're going to get injured in a fight? Hell no. He could take you down and arm lock you and choke you out. He could be left hook you. He could kick you. So what is it we're really afraid of? The unknown. Anticipation of what is going to happen. Because you know why? Because I don't know when you're going to hit me. You might tackle me and hit me, or you might hit me with a hooker. So you don't know what he's going to do, and you don't know how he's going to do it or when he's going to do it, so you're afraid. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we can know when our opponent's going to hit us. And if I can teach you when the opponent is going to hit you in a fight, you're not afraid anymore. Okay? It's like, oh, you're going to hit me now? Well, excuse me, let me get my defense up. Okay? It just becomes a very simple thing. All right? Now, I'm going to tell you one principle. There are only 3 times that your opponent can ever hurt you. So of all this myriad of opportunities, and you're so worried, and what's he going to do, and how's he going to do it, and is it going to be a hard style or a soft style, or is he going to tackle me, is it a linear style, is it kung fu or karate, or who is he, what's he going to do to me, look at those tattoos, oh my God. Instead of all that stuff, okay, it's just going to be, hey bro, you only got 3 times you can hit me, let's see which one, let's go. Okay, you know what those are? Either before, during, or after. Before, during, or after, that's it. So when you get into this fight, and if you know you're moving around with somebody, and you know, okay, oh, no, not now. Oh, no. And that's what Bruce Lee used to do. Dan would tell me when I would spar with Bruce, it was so frustrating. Because you'd move around like this, sometimes he'd just whap and just hit you, and you're like, jeez. And then you'd start to move, and he'd just shuffle in, and just boom, he'd just put his hand on your head, like this, and then he'd say, spin kick? No, come on, Dan. Not the spin kick. Move around again. Oh, the jab, a better idea, but still poor form. You know, so he knew everything that anybody was going to do before they did it, because he could read these people. Because Bruce understood that you're only going to hit me before, during, or after. So he wasn't really intimidated. He controlled his rage. He controlled his fear. He had that homeostasis he needed. Okay? So that's what we're going to teach you to do. Talk about. Okay. Hey, what's up, bro? Get you over here. Yeah. Okay. Now, throw a jab at me. Okay, now, back up a little bit. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to tell me, am I hitting him before, during, or after? Go. Boom. Just one at a time and then chill. Okay? You don't have to tell me this time. Huh? Okay? Yeah. So I see what he's doing, and I'm controlling it. It's either bam, after, whoop, during, or excuse me, that was before, or whoop, during. So I'm learning to read him. What strike is it I'm reading, by the way? Why the jab? What did we just establish 20 minutes ago? It's the toughest, fastest thing to read. So if you can read the jab, everything else is easy. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want this. Boom, boom. That's all I want you to do. Boom, boom. You don't even have to parry it. In fact, I'd rather you just go, get your head out of the way. And you don't have to cooperate. Just whip it. Yep. That's all I want. Boom. Just after. You see it coming in, bam, and you go after. Okay, questions? Okay, let's do it. Okay, now watch, Hank, throw me a jab. Right lead, please. Okay, so half speed, boom, and retract it. Bam, 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 boom, boom, boom. So watch the difference. Scream it out. Stand that side so they can see here. No. Before, during, or after part. All right. Give him a little wait time in between. Go pop, pop, and then wait a little bit. Okay. You need to be able to look and say, what are you doing? It's got to be an attitude. Boom. No, come on, bro. I'm not that shit. You know? I see it. You see it coming. You can't have the attitude, what did you do? I'll kick you. When you have that attitude, all the stuff we learn goes down the window. I cannot teach you guys any new martial arts until I teach you how to stop erasing your martial arts when you get into a fight. Okay? So we got to control this. We got to stop fluctuating between rage and fear in a fight. And we got to keep it very dispassionate. And the way we keep it dispassionate is to be able to look at this person and read them. Okay? It's not like, oh shit, look at those tattoos, look at the size of, oh my God, he's screaming, he's yelling. Okay? Don't worry about all that. When you're in a fight and somebody starts yelling and screaming, what does that normally do? Be honest. Set you off. Okay? The minute somebody raises their voice, you raise your voice. And most people in a fight need to have their little emotions tickled enough to where they're ready to fight you. So in the beginning, they're just angry. And then they go, yo, you stupid blah blah, what did you do? And then you come back with, you can't fight now because you're too relaxed. What did you say? And then you come back with, you know? And since we're in do I have any kids here? Since we're in New York, it's like, well, fuck you. Okay? Yo. And then it's, well, F you. Now they're getting up to here. They were a 2, they escalated to a 6, now they're at an 8. Then what do? Somebody walks up to the face, okay? They get up here. Sam, what am I going to do? Push. Yeah, shove you. And then what are you going to do back to me? Boom, shoves me back. Okay? Now, we both shoved each other, now what? Now the fight ensues, okay? So what we needed was, this is our food. We needed enough food to where we could fight. We needed you to tickle us. I'm not ready. Okay, I'm ready. And just when we're ready to fight, that's when we're screwed up. That's when we've lost our attributes. And all that goes on, you've lost all the attributes. It's all down the window. So I suggest that no matter what this person says, you keep completely like this. You have no reason to be angry at this person for anything that they do. If you know the fight is going to ensue, you do not want them to suck you in to the game of anger. When they're yelling and screaming and doing all the things that they're doing, just sit there and listen. Okay? You can correct their grammar. There's lots of things you can do. Okay? But just listen. Now, when we do that, how does that make us feel? Let me talk to the men in the crowd. And let me talk to your egos. And let's be realistic now. Someone's going, you stupid, blah, 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 blah. And you listen. Okay? You listen. When I was out there, I saw you do that stupid thing. You effing this and that. No, when you were out there, you saw me do the stupid thing. Okay? But how does that make us feel? Maybe more enraged, but when we haven't fought back, we kind of feel like most people, they have to fight back because otherwise they feel, come on, you're in a fight. You're there with your wife. You're there with your girlfriend. A guy comes up. He starts screaming at you. You don't scream back. How do you feel? Embarrassed. Yeah, it's like, okay, because you think he's the man and hey guys, that's what we got to drop. That's the self-importance crap that you just got to leave out the window. You got to let this guy do all the yelling and screaming and all the yelling. You all done? Do you want to fight? Let's go outside. Stop yelling. God, just talk to the guy. That's the thing. Don't let this person enrage you. Okay? As long as you keep that cool head. If this person grabs your wife, okay? You don't, what are you doing? It's got to be more of this, stop. It might be anger in a minute. The visceral thing might be anger, but then you breathe. And then it's, yo, Sparky, it's my wife, and you talk to it. And if you can get that fight from the beginning of the fight, nice and relaxed like that, okay, you've got it 90% licked. Don't let the beginning of that thing anger you, whatever the reason is, okay? You can't let it anger you. You just got to walk in and do your thing and don't let it turn on that rage. Or if the rage happens, like Bruce Lee was enraged, but the minute he slammed the door and he put his hands up and he started moving, he relaxed. He's listening to music, he's correcting their form, he's talking to them, he's relaxing. Now he can do his art, okay? So we're going to talk about this, and if you have any questions, please ask me. All right, so we have after, and now I want you to add during. Okay, after, and now we're going to add during. Any questions? Okay, go please. Okay, Jeb? You guys call it out, and you can go a little faster. I'm not getting that old. Okay, call it out. Okay? All right? So now, the before, now I want you to go real slow. That's what I want you to do for before. Just stop it before it ever gets there. So, jab. Now you go a little faster. Yeah. Okay? But look, if I do something, oh, no, not that. Do something. Oh, not that. Do something. Oh, you see, so whatever I can see him doing, I can throw in any of my tools at any time. What am I afraid of? You know what I mean? And what is it that I'm thinking in the beginning? What's he going to do? How's he going to do? Is he tackle me? Is he going to punch me? Oh, fuck. Look at his neck. Karate is a taekwondo. It's like, dude, before, during, or after? Oh, that was after. Didn't work, by the way. Okay, you move it. You know? So now the fear is 90% dissipated. Because you're looking at him. You're watching him. Okay, thanks. If you can see what this guy is going to do before he does it, I don't care what he looks like. I don't care how big he is. You're not intimidated by him. Okay? Picture a guy so large. Picture a guy 600 pounds. And he's so large, he comes at you like this to punch you. You're not intimidated. Okay, now we're going to start zipping back and forth quicker. So the quicker you guys get back, more. And I want some questions. Got to get the feedback, okay? What are we doing this for? Why are we doing, how do we do this? Okay, feedback's very important. All right, let's see. Who's karate guy? Give me a karate guy with a side kick. Okay, shuffle kick. Boom, boom. Tell me if I'm going before, during, or after. Boom, boom. Just nice and slow for demo. Okay? Not that slow. Sweet Dad, happy medium. That's perfect. Before, during, or after? Okay. No, this is. Okay. Real slow for demo. I'm trying to show them the technique, so just kind of go. Boom. Okay. No? During. Okay. Okay. Jab. Real slow for me. I'm going to be going, what? I've seen this movie before. Okay, I'm watching. Boom, boom, not now. Oh, come on, not now. Okay, it's that attitude. You look at the guy, you see what he's going to do. If you know what he's going to do, if you know when they're going to do it, you're not really afraid. Okay? You've taken that fear of the unknown, because remember, what are we working? We're working fear and rage. Before I can teach you technique, I have to teach you how to control fear and rage. Otherwise, all the technique I teach you is going to do no good, because your fear and rage is going to blow through it. So we have to analyze, what is it we're afraid of? When you're watching this guy and you see everything coming, you're no longer afraid. We're trying to read before, during, and after, but we're doing it in kickboxing range. Okay? How many people have ever asked themselves, they've gone to Jeet Kune Do schools and they never see anybody intercept? Have you ever asked yourself, why do people never intercept? Everybody in JKD does JKD, but they kickbox. It's not JK. Jeet means way of intercepting. It doesn't mean way of kickboxing. Okay? Why do you think people are unable to intercept? They're too close. They fight in kickboxing range. You need to fight in longer range. And then if that person encroaches to try to get close, you hit them. And you know what you've done? An interception. Well, damn. But nothing works too close. One time I was in New York, okay? This was in late 80s. And I had about 150 people in this seminar, all right? How many people's moms have ever embarrassed them? Anybody? All right, so you can relate? All right, my mom's like 76 years old at that time. She's there visiting Aunt whatever the hell, okay? And I didn't know it. And she shows up, and I'm like, oh, shit. There's Mom, okay? And I'm in the middle of talking to people, and she walks right in, and I look at her, and everybody sees this 76-year-old little Italian nutcase-looking lady walk, and she walks right up to me, and she goes, you guys are all here to see him? That was the first thing, okay? Okay, stand up. Now, you're me, right? I'm my mom. And she goes, God, can't believe you guys all see. Hi, honey. Whap. And she goes, see, he's nothing. Okay. And she slapped me in the face. This is my mom, Italian. Okay. Now, why is it that I was unable to block? Huh? Oh, I did expect it from Mom. Bullshit. I know my mom. I expected worse than that, in fact. But what? She would stand up. She was right here. She was too close. The bitch had started out a little further. I'd have intercepted her. No. Okay? But the point is, if you let somebody come that close to you, you're going to get your licks. And two boxers stand that close and they trade. Bruce's paradigm was, I'm going to get way out here. Why do you think he worked that shuffle so much? Because he could stand up. Stand up, please. Stay there. He could hit you from here. Bruce could go from there. Now, he could hit you whenever he wanted. For you to hit him, come in, anything. And then bam, that's when interceptions and all this other stuff take place. So Bruce always forced the other guy to encroach because he was always backing up. This was his footwork. You looked at Bruce's footwork and it looked like Sugar Ray Leonard or Ali. That's what he looked like. And then it would go pop, pop all the time. So he could intercept, or the instructions are the same way. Okay? If you're like this, okay, and you throw a jab, okay, whip it. Whip it? Yeah. And I go, boom, and I whip it for me. And I just put this hand up. I'm trying to do a distraction. I'm not getting this elbow up in time. Okay? But if I'm back here, it's like, you can see it coming a mile away. So you need that range. And remember, and they don't like that range. So they encroach, and that's when you intercept. So that's where if you see the Rapid Assault Tactics program, the entry is you either intercept or you destroy. Elbows, they're going to run into the elbow or they're going to run into the knee. If a guy walks up to you in a bar and he goes, what did you say? And just bam, you should hit him. You've intercepted. You see what I mean? So you're either intercepting of one way or another, or they're throwing punches at you and it's either running into either the elbows or the knees. But in order for you to do that, you must have your range. Okay, and if anybody encroaches a little bit, you got to back up or you got to thigh kick them. You know, just whap, give them a little kick in the thigh and kind of remind them to stay out there. Okay? All right, let's do it. Okay, so what are we discussing here? What's the theme so far? Rage and fear. Rage and fear. This drill was for more, what? Fear or rage? It ultimately helps both, but it was more for fear because we're learning when is the opponent going to hit us. And that's what we're always afraid of in the fight. What's he going to do? It's the unknown. I don't know what this person's going to do. Okay? That's the fear. Now you gotta be, here's where I really need the feedback if you guys don't understand things, because this is like a math class and we keep building. Okay, now we talk about rage. What enrages you in the fight? Raise your hand. What would really piss you off? What would make you just so livid that you'd go, oh, Vu would have been upset. I didn't make Vu proud. I lost it. I lost it in this fight. Okay? Give me an example. Come on, be honest.
Somebody hurting someone you care about?
Okay, so somebody's on somebody you care about. Okay? Somebody that you care about. Now, this is going to be a funny thing, but I want you to really introspect. Okay? I want you to really introspect, because I'm going to say something. If this fight is truly, truly a serious fight, as serious as it gets, I want you to think about this. Rage plays no part in it. Not if you truly understand your feelings. You know what rage does? Rage interferes with us when we have ego and self-importance. Rage does not interfere with us if we're in a life or death self-preservation situation. That's BS. So if you fight for the right reason, and if you don't fight as an ego thing, you shouldn't even experience rage. Rage is for people that were personally insulted. Their egos got damaged. Now let me give you an example. Okay? How many people are not married with a girlfriend? Raise your hand. How many people are married? All right. You're at a restaurant. You see some guy talking to your wife. You don't want to just jump in. You know, you're like, oh, he's just talking. And then you see him nudging her. You know, and he's clearly flirting, and she's turning the other way. And you're just like, hang on, dude. And you walk over, and you walk up to him, and now he's grabbing her. Now, it's like, you know, the teeth are gritting. You know, you can taste teeth chips. What are you doing, bro? Hey, Sparky, that's my wife. Okay? Oh, man, why don't you, and you can think about, you know, use your imagination. He's saying something. All right? You are pissed off. Okay? You're personally insulted by that. Let me give you another example. And this is where all that can get into play. Okay? You're driving down the street, you make a wrong turn, somebody honks their horn, and they give you the finger. Okay? Gang! And you're in a bad mood now. How many people are from New York? New York? Okay. All right. So anyway, you're in a bad mood now. This is not your day, and they're flipping you off. So you turn around, well, F you, and you're flipping them off, and you're enraged. You don't feel better. You're cycling, that's all. I used to be this way, guys. Trust me. Guys, can I get some water? Could you have that water down there, please? Just on the thing. Okay. Trust me, I'm telling you this not like I'm some Buddhist monk, you know, and when I leave here, I go sit under my waterfall and I meditate. Back when, you know, when I was in my late 20s, I used to get enraged all the time. In fact, my friend got me this thing. It's a little box that you put on your dashboard, and when somebody pisses you off, there's 3 buttons. You press one and it's like a gun. One's you know, and that's supposed to make you feel better. Okay. I had it on the dash of my car. I'm driving. Some guy did some stupid thing. I'm yelling. He's yelling. I rolled out my window, ripped it off the dash, threw it in the car. I felt better. All right? So anyway, rage is no good. Rage is no good. Now, let me put you in a situation where it doesn't have to be an ego thing, okay? Not someone flipping you off, not somebody calling you something, not somebody saying your art is worse than their art and my art's better, my JKD is better than your JK. All that crap, you fight for those reasons, guys, it's self-importance crap. That's all. And you fight for those reasons and you get enraged and you do poorly. Okay? But when you really, 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 really are fighting for a good reason to save your life or the life of a loved one, you're really not enraged. If you think about it. Okay? If you're running down the street and you're being chased by a Doberman pinscher, and you're like, oh shit, and he jumps, and you're jumping up a tree, and you're just right up here, like, and your heart's doing this. Okay? Are you angry? Are you sitting there going, how dare you? Okay? Bad dog. Dogs bite. What the hell are you doing enraged about? That's what dogs do. You got no need to be enraged in a fight. Okay? This is what I'm trying to tell you. Understand your emotions and you won't be. Okay? If somebody is in the middle of grabbing your wife and taking her into a van, picture that. Someone's got your mother, and they're not your mother-in-law now, your mother. Okay? I got to give the good analogy. So they got your mother, they're dragging her in the van, and you're seeing your mom is dragging in the van, and you go after her, and boom, someone tackles you, and you're on the ground. Are you angry? It's not anger, though. Think about it. You don't have time for anger. You just, bite, kick them off, run, Mom, jump in the van, whatever it takes. But I want you to look at it as self-preservation. Okay? So let's get in touch with the difference between self-importance, okay, and ego, which gets us mad, which prevents us from fighting well, and simply surviving in a fight with self-preservation. Okay? So this is the whole theme. So what we need to do is we need to get you in a position in this fight in which you can be totally relaxed. And this is the next principle that we're going to cover, and this is one of the most important drills you're ever going to learn, and we're going to attempt to do that today. This is only the second time in 24 years that I've ever shown this drill. It's called the Nutcracker, okay? And this is going to teach everybody how to control your emotions, to prevent rage, to prevent fear, to turn into a complete animal with complete abandon, yet you're able to be calculating and subtle at the same time. Okay? Now, how many people know the Rapid Assault Tactic Program? Raise your hand. All right. Rick, who's some of your boys you got? Grab somebody that you can demo with. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to get up on your toes, throw a jab. I want you to destroy the jab, straight blast, and headbutt, knee, and elbow. This is how we fight. This is rapid assault tactics. Break. Good. Okay? So that's what we do. We're out in long range. We do destructions. We straight blast. We get to the head. We headbutt, knee, and elbow. Okay? Now, where's the point of that fight that we want to be? Walk through it again with him, Rick, and go through it slowly. Okay? Rick's out in this range right here. He does freeze. Don't move. Does Rick like being here? He would prefer to be closer. Because out here you're throwing bombs at each other and you don't know. Okay? So get your hands up. Okay? He throws a punch and get destruction. Boom, that's a destruction. Freeze in that, please. Bam. Okay, now he's entered with pain. Now what does Rick want to do? He gets to get in close. Okay, only straight blast. Hold it fast as you can. Okay, hands are here. Run as fast as you can. Go. That's it. Do it again right on his face. Don't stop until I say stop. Okay, freeze at the destruction. Go. Bam, 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 bam. That's it. Okay. So the idea is, let me give the energy. Okay, so I throw a jab, boom, that's what he wants to do. He wants to keep the pressure going on. Okay, so the minute you go bam and you destroy this here, the minute you kill this, it's like this is the pain. And when I get pain, that's when I come into here, and that's when I want to fly in with the blast. Okay, because now there's pressure. So now the guy's running backward with pressure. Now how do we want to end it? Headbutts, knees, and elbows. So the place that we want to be is right here. This is where I want to be. Because this is my safety right here. Because I want him to be doing this stuff and doing this. while I'm doing this. I want to be in here. If you're controlling the center line, you're winning the fight. So we want to get you comfortable at this, right here. That's the idea. And if you can get into this area in a fight, if you can all get yourself here, and then learn to be comfortable there, the likelihood of you winning a fight is increased exponentially. Are you all with me? Okay, very good. Now, we're going to take you through, how many people brought knives? Raise your hand. Great. We're going to take you, may I have 2 knives, please? Thank you, boss. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to start you. This is an energy drill, and I'm working my way up to getting you to the neck. And the way this whole thing is going to work is eventually one guy is going to be in the middle, 10, 15 guys are going to be surrounding him, and you're going to get banged by everybody, and you're going to be in the middle, and this is going to be an experience you've not felt before. And you're going to learn to get to the neck and headbutt, knee, and elbow. There's a lot of movement to it, very visceral. You're not going to have time to think. You're not going to have time for fear. You're not going to have time for rage. You're just going to have time to get where you need to be and get your shit done. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is one side's going to have the knives. You're going to be trying to just cut this person. The idea, this is an energy drill, except it's not like going through all this. It's a much easier, more functional drill to do. Okay, so I'm here. You're connected on top. Just put your hands like that, and I'm going to be trying to cut. And now it's not Rick's deal to try to push me, but it is my deal to try to cut Rick. And Rick's just feeling the energy. Okay, freeze, don't move, don't move. So, because here's what I'm trying to do. Okay, but as I do, he's feeling the energy. He's feeling the energy. Now this is not, and I repeat, this is not what you would ever try to do against a man fighting you with a knife. Okay? This is a self-perfection drill to teach sensitivity. Okay? If you were ever stuck in a bar, you couldn't run, you couldn't throw something, you couldn't do the whole litany of things we would want you to do before you did this, and if you're stuck and you had to deflect it, fine. Okay, then it could turn into a self-preservation move. But as a drill, it's self-perfection. And the reason we call this a self-perfection drill is because it's not the first line of attack we go for in a knife situation. And self-preservation is the first line of attack that we go for. Okay, so we're right here. We're feeling the energy. We're feeling the energy. We're feeling the energy. What's the first thing he would do in a fight? We're in a bar. I break 2 bottles and I'm coming at him. What's the first thing he does? Hold it. What? Run. I better heard run. Okay. So that's self-preservation, right? All right. So self-preservation means the very first thing we do in a real fight. The first 2, 3, 4 things, the things we would do in a fight. So if jumping on the knife and trying to do all this were the first things we do, we would call this self-preservation. Okay? So the first thing he does is he runs. What's the second self-preservation thing he does? Let's say he can't run, he's with his family. Find an equalizer. That's more self-preservation. What's he going to do with the equalizer? Projectile weaponry most until I get to him. Then it could be tables, chairs, hot soup. Okay? That is all self-preservation. Okay? So, one side you have 2 knives. The goal is to try to stay stuck to the knife. Stuck to the knife. And then eventually I'm going to have him shut his eyes, and it's going to be the same thing. So he's feeling the sensitivity. And I'm trying to cut Rick, and I can't. Rick is stopping every blow. Oh, excuse me, Rick. Okay, you guys, let's go. Okay, now, look, he's got the gloves on, okay? He's touching my face. Go. Yes, good, okay. So I'm feeling the energy. Okay, and that's perfect energy. Okay, because he's kind of keeping it right here. Okay, don't just go with one and then the other, but just move them and just feel the energy, feel the energy. Now, this is not what I want you to do either in a fight. I don't want you to sit there and do this, okay? Because, you know, when you're doing all this, you know, ultimately, if you don't move, yeah, he could just, you know, come back, but punch. But I might have to feel just for a second to get to here, you know? And then, back there. But if I am here, I need to feel, when do I get, don't move, when do I get, don't move right here, freeze. When do I get to there? And this is like my position. My sheave here, here's where my position is. And then, boom, that's when I want to get it. So don't get to the neck yet. Just feel the energy of the gloves. All right. How many people know what the fog of war is? The fog of war. Yes. Okay? So much stimulus. Okay? Hold on the gloves, guys. Okay? So much. Hold on the gloves, guys. Okay? So much stimulus that happens. All right. The next person that does that, I'm going to thigh kick. See how that works? See how that works? Okay. There's so much stimulus in this fight that our game plan becomes moot. We don't know who our friends are. We don't know who our enemy is. We just need to survive. The point I want to start getting across to you guys is we do not want to try to foster a tough man attitude. If you have a tough man attitude, like you're a tough, big, strong, badass person, okay, you're going to lose fights. If you want to win fights, you have to act as a survivor with humility. You have to say, yeah, I can get my butt kicked anytime. Because in a real fight, there are no rules. So no matter how tough you are, if you have to fight 3 people, you're going to lose. But there is a time and there is a place in which you need to run. You need to hide. You could be fighting somebody and you're moving around and you're blasting and all of a sudden, bam, he gets a good shot. And then it's bam, bam, and he's punching you. And you're in the midst of being, you know, in his entanglement. And he's punching you several times and you just have to go like this. And shake it off. Sometimes you might have to run all the way over here. And he's like this. And he's like, hey, mother. And by the time he gets back up to you, you've shaken it off. Okay, now does that look dignified? Okay, does that look like a badass thing to do? Okay. There have been situations in which, I mean, I've turned around and this entire bar has exploded. It erupted into just bottles and chains and knives and the whole thing. And my big move was, and I got on the ground like this and I started crawling. And I crawled all the way across the bar. People would step into my hands and go, ooh, ah, 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 ooh, ooh, ooh. This is Paul, the big martial artist, on his hands and knees, you know. And I reached up and there was a door. I grabbed the door. I went inside. And it was a women's restroom. I'm like, okay, whatever. I go into the stall, put my little feet up on the toilet like a little rat dwelling. Okay, and I heard all the shit going, everybody's, and then I heard the sirens coming, and you could hear the police, and you could hear the fire engine, and I heard someone open the door, and they looked around. They didn't look in my stall, thank God, and I was there dwelling for 2 hours until I heard no more silence, complete silence. Then I walked outside. It's all dark. I'm turning on the window. I'm stepping over glass. There's yellow tape all over the place. The place looks like a bomb went off. Blood, puddles of blood. And I walked home. I opened up the little window, which was broken, and I just walked home. Okay? The next day, I found out 3 people were stabbed, 22 people were arrested, and 16 people were in jail. Okay? Just crawling on my knees and hiding and knowing when to hide and when not to. Right? So I just have to tell you, the badass tough guy attitude doesn't do it. If you have the attitude that you're going to survive no matter what, that's the attitude we want you to have. Okay. Now, the first part of grabbing the hands, that would be, let's say you're standing here talking and somebody just starts hitting your face and you've got to just put the hands up and entangle to stop the blows, and then you get to the neck. And then when you're on the neck, then you're safe. Now, there's a few things that I want you to understand about the neck, Rick. Okay? When Rick grabs my neck, and I'm the feeder now, and I'm now teaching you how to feed, okay? See, it's already assumed when you grab someone's neck that you've already done what? Because the hands have to go to here. So what have I already done? So, bam! I've already thumbed the eyes, just like that, right on the eyes. The minute I've got that, that's what? Bam! Yes, I've already headbutted. I've already done that before anything's ever happened. And where's that? Bam! Okay? So all this is going on. But in spite of that, he might not be down yet. So he goes to hit me. Now, so that's the deal. I want you guys to learn to feed this. So when you're here, I don't want you to go feeding this or try to do this, but you pull back to try to feed. And Rick, you're just going to pull my head here and stay safe, and then once in a while, pull your head up, boom, headbutt, and come right back in. So you've got my neck here, and I'm feeding. And every time I feed, I'm pulling Rick. He pulls my energy here, yes. And sometimes when you feel me pulling Rick, yank me into you. Yeah, yes. So that's the deal. So me as the feeder, I'm feeding like this, like a guy would. You know, not little rabbit punches that we don't care about. Okay? And the other thing is, he's going to want to headbutt really slow. But when you put your head down, you're going to do this. Did you all sign my waivers? Okay? So you all have to do this. Grab my neck. Keep the head back. And yeah. And when you headbutt, don't come so close. Just go like that. Okay? And the thing is, go to pull and swing and hit me. That's when I pull it in. That's when I pull it in. I don't let him have his balance. Pull that up, get back to here. So we start the fight, and I'm feeling the energy here. And then I move to here. Okay? Have I done anything to hurt him yet?
Oh, I can't see at all.
Okay. Never assume with Uncle Vu. All right? So I want everybody to pay particular attention when you're on the sideline to watching this drill. Okay? This drill is the cutting edge of what we're doing in PFS. This is called the Nutcracker. It does not have to be done just with elbows, knees, and headbutts. This drill can be done with anything. But what it does is it gives you this incredible feeling of the fog of war, of being in a street fight. How many people are instructors and teach students? Raise your hand. Okay? All of you, pay attention to this drill. This is for you. Okay? Now imagine if you're in the middle. Now here's the beauty of this. Okay? Come on over here. I could be doing my thing with Matt. Keep your head back. Okay? Everybody that gets their head touched, you got to keep your head back. So it's got to be this. The minute I do this, go, yeah, ding, that's it. Pull your head straight back. That's it. Okay? Now, I'm doing my thing with Matt. Boom. Keep your neck. I don't want your neck exposed either. That's dangerous. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm yelling 17. No, we only go up to 20. Yeah, we do up to 20. Okay, 17. And now, let's say you're 17. Okay? I want you to walk up and start hitting me on top of the head. Got it? Okay, go. So it's 17. I go boom, 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 boom. So then I have to turn. Okay, now when you hit, if you go wide, then I would have to go right to this. So what I want to have to everybody do is I want you to go from this to this. So when you hit, come straight with it. Okay, so you're here. It's la, 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 go, 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 go. Come, come, bam, bam, boom, boom. Yeah, and then I get into, now somebody else come and go. Boom, 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 boom. And I can feel this, and I get into here. Boom, boom. Now somebody else go. Come in, come in, come in, somebody. Yeah, so don't be afraid. The idea is this, don't be afraid to get up and clock the face a few times. That's part of the game. Just hit it. I want you to get the feeling of, oh, shit, oh, feel it. Whoa, get to the neck, boom. Oh, shit. And you keep getting that feeling. You're stuck in the middle. No. Just walk up to the guy and start sucker punching his head. Okay? Now, here's the key. if you and I are doing our thing here and we start working our way all the way down to here, I don't want you guys over there going, yeah, cool, man, good job. Okay? Don't you guys all follow. You need to keep us in the center. The second thing is, when I yell a number, I want you to come flying out and put it in. Like 11, bam, right up, 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 up. 2, 3. Okay, so it's up to you guys to run out, give them the energy.
Well, you never gave me a number. I was going to know two other guys.
You're 0. No, just kidding. What do we go up to, 20?
Yeah, we're 21 and 22. Yeah,
You're 22? Okay. All right. Please pay attention. This drill is for the emotions. It's for the sensitivity. It's for the fog of war. It's one of the most realistic things you're going to ever get for the real combat. Hey, brother. What's up, my man? Good, man. Okay.
We reassign numbers before we go.
Huh?
We reassign numbers before we go. I don't know.
I'll reassign you. Okay, so please, everybody here, pay attention. Watch the people in the middle. When you're getting hit, someone come up and hit me in the back of the head. Boom, 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 boom. Turn to here. Boom, boom, boom. Shove him off. Get to this guy. Okay? Be clear about it. But the thing is, I want you to relax. I don't want you to think. I don't want you to engage in any fear.
This first guy back out, like, in other words, they don't stay out. Once another call.
Right. You just run back out. Run back out. Okay? The only thing I care about is this. People get very intense and enthusiastic during this drill. So when you put your headbutts in, you want to really slam them in hard. And sometimes these other people might not have impeccable form, and you're going to bump heads. Okay? So if you're the person feeding, keep your head back. That's all I'm saying. Keep your head back. All right. Okay. Get you in first, please. Let you grab somebody. Grab him. Okay. All right. And now you guys keep active. It's up to you. Look, you should be like this. All of you.
So you're going to call out a number, they got to go up.
Yep. 1. 2. 3. 4. Knees, elbows, headbutt. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12, 13. Grab somebody. Let's go. Position. 13. Turn. 14. You guys spread out here for the camera. 7. 8, 9. 'And break. All right. Okay, next man. Let's go. Ready. 3, 4. 5, 6. 7. 8, 9. 'And break. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Jump in. Jump in, somebody. 3, 4.
5, 6, 7. 8, 9. And break. All right. Did you go? Did you go? No. Okay, ready? 2, 3. Grab his neck, grab his neck, grab his neck. Okay, 5. Grab his neck, that's it. Let's go, elbows. Stay on his neck. Elbows and just knees. Keep kneeing him, keep kneeing him. 7. Grab his neck. Elbows, knees, headbutts. And break. Okay, good job. Okay, come on in. Okay, ready? Takes the gloves off. One little more sensitivity. Okay, grab him, grab him, grab him, grab him, grab him. Ready? 11. 12. Yeah, this looks nice. 13, 14. 15, 16. 17. Break. That was sweet. Okay, give me somebody, give me somebody. Let's go. Ready? Go. 3, 4. Nine, 10. And break. Very nice, Matt. Okay, grab somebody. Okay, ready, go. $11, 12. 7, 8. Break. Who's up? Good job. Five, 6. 9, 10. 7. 8. All right.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, one more through. Okay, who's up? Okay, grab somebody. Okay, go. Watch your headbutt on top of the head. 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now run, 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 run out of the middle. Run out of the middle. Run, 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 run. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Who's in? Okay. Grab somebody. Ready? 2, 3. Beautiful, beautiful. 4, 5. And break. All right. Now, let me ask you guys a question. How many people have heard people talk about pummeling? Huh? Yeah? Pummeling and the Greco-Roman and grabbing to the stomach. Okay? Now, what I want you to do, does anybody have any Greco-Roman pummeling experience? Anybody whatsoever? A little bit? Little bit? Okay, come on in. Okay, now, why don't you come on in? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to pummel him. Okay? And now, see, the thing is, when you're doing this, what can't you do? Okay, what can I not do here? Headbutt or elbow or, you're right. I need to be here. So when you're in a real street situation, you need to grab the neck. Could you imagine if you tried grabbing the, well, we're gonna find out. Ready? Go, grab the body, yeah, go. 3, 4, go. Hold tight. 5, 6. Break, okay. See the difference? Okay, because it's a one-on-one sport. Now, am I saying pummeling is bad? No. I'm just saying there are limitations to everything. Okay? And when you do some of the NHB stuff, all of it is really wonderful stuff, but you got to remember, a lot of these guys are so big that works for them. But for us, we need what the brilliant Thai boxers for many, many, many years have discovered. That if I want to move someone's balance, I'll grab the neck. And from the neck, I can thumb the eyes, headbutt the face, knee the balls, elbow. I can do a whole plethora of things. When I'm swimming to the body, I've eliminated my most barbaric tools. So if you like to pummel, what I recommend you do is straight blast, grab the neck, headbutt, knee, elbow, and then you can pummel. Then you could put in ballet. Okay? But there's a method to our madness. And when people talk about trapping, they have no idea what they're talking about. If you go on the internet and you hear people talk about does trapping work, they're talking about this stuff. They're sitting here going, and does trapping work in a fight? Everything we just did here is trapping. Grabbing the neck and elbowing and kneeing and headbutting, pushing and grabbing this person. That's all clinch. The slapping stuff, those are drills. We don't try to do slapping and pulling in a fight. I've told you guys for 20 years, we do not chase a trap. I've never done a pak sao or a lop sao in a street fight in my life. But because I've fought with a little game called chi sao, doing paks and lops, I know how to control the center of the game. So if this person, so if I'm here like this, and you come and shoot to my legs, see, I'm here. Come and shoot fast. See, I'm always here. I'm in the center. Boom. Anything that I can do here, come down, I can do here. Boom. Why? Because as he goes down, I'm in the center. Come up. And I'll show you this later. That's why we want to do everything from here. Do you understand the idea of it? Next somebody in. Okay, yeah, come on down, baby. Ready? Grab somebody. Okay, go. Yeah. 7. 8. Oh, Tai Chi. Nice. Dumog. Holy. Okay. 9, 10. Yo, hold it. Don't pull him. You're just supposed to punch. Okay, ready, 18. $19. Break, all right. Nice job. Very nice job. Very nice job. Who's in? Come on, who's in? Come on. Somebody, come on, don't be shy. Ready, go. 3, 4, 5. 6. 7, 8. 9, 10. And break. All right. Very nice, bro. Very nice. Okay, come on in, come on in, come on in. Don't be shy. Who wants to be in? Okay, ready? Grab somebody, please. Grab somebody. And go. Three, 4. Guys, bring your circle in closer. Bring your circle in closer. 5. 'And break. Good job. Okay, Sam, come on up. Okay, come on in, somebody. Okay, ready? Yeah, Sam, let's take your clothes. Okay, hold it. Yeah, keep spread so I want a camera view. Okay, ready? All right, extra hard on him. Yes, sir. All right. Okay, ready? Go. Oh, yes. 3. 3, you're out. You're out. Good. 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 6. Yeah, Sam. Yeah, work him. Yes. Stand up, Sam. 9. 10, 11. Circle him, Sam. Circle him. That's it. Keep moving. Good, bro. Good. Okay, ready. Go. Yeah, Sam. Yeah, baby. Yeah. 13. Come in. 13. And break. All right. Sweet job, baby. Sweet job. Ready? Grab somebody. Okay, go. 3, 4. 9, 10. 11. 6, 7. Break. All right. How many people have heard the debate about does trapping work? Raise your hand. The debate about does trapping work. All right. How many pop sows did you see in there? How many lop sows? Okay. Do you know why we're not doing any reference point trapping when we're in real combat? Because reference point trapping, you're not supposed to fight with. Unless you really understand trapping, you don't know that though. Reference point trapping is the very first thing you learn in trapping. Step 1, stage 1, you're a baby, you're at your embryonic stage. You step in and you go from here. Then once you get past that, because it's a technique, of course it's dead, it's a technique. It's not a drill. You can never learn to trap from that. When we talk about trapping, we're talking about 5 things. A straight blast, a headbutt, a knee, an elbow, and an eye gouge with the thumb to the eye. Those are the 5 tools that we fight with. That's why we invented what's called rapid assault tactics, which means that we enter through pain, we straight blast to apply pressure, And now when the opponent's flailing backwards, we headbutt, knee, and elbow. This was invented in 1989 due to the limitations of some of the ways some of the older JKD people trap. So therefore, the way we really fight is you destroy, you blast, you headbutt, knee, and elbow. This is the way you fight. So when I say trapping, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about pak sows and lop sows. Okay? You see, everybody wants to make their mark. Everybody in the martial art nowadays are coming up and they want to be different. They want to be special. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody wants to make their mark in martial arts. Okay? You just open up a school and you want to be different than the other people out there. You're doing JKD, they're doing JKD. My JKDs must be better than your JKD. Or your JKD. There's original JKD, there's JKD concepts, there's factions of JKD all over the place. And everybody argues that their JKD is better than somebody else's JKD. Some people say my JKD is better than yours because I'm only practicing what Bruce taught us up to 73. Other people say my JKD is better than yours because we've thrown out reference point trapping. Other people say my JKD, and the idea behind that is it's a business, gentlemen, and people want to make money. So therefore, they're in competition. And nowadays, it's hard to be original. It's hard to do something brand new. It's hard to make your mark because it's all been done. Hell, back in the old days, it was easy. I was very, very lucky, very fortunate to be around Dan. It had nothing to do with skill or brains on my part. I just happened to be around the guy 24/7. So when he was flying all over the world, educating everybody, keeping people on the cutting edge, I was fortunate, lucky enough to be a part of that. Dan would travel to a new country or a new state, and he'd say, this was in the late 70s, you guys got to work boxing. Why don't I get all you guys to come on over here, because I don't want my back to everybody. Come on, I feel rude. So what we got back in the late 70s, I want you all to understand this due to some of the questions that we've been getting, is back in the late 70s, Dan would travel around the country, and what do you think we were introducing to people that was brand new to karate people? Late 70s. What do you think? Huh? No? No, late 70s. That stuff didn't come around till way later. Boxing. Me and Dan, we were traveling. Not Dan was. Like I said, I was the sidekick. I was the dummy. And he was telling martial artists from every walk of life, try boxing. Add boxing to your curriculum. And schools all over the country started boxing then. And then in the early 80s, the next thing that Dan did was he started flying all over telling people, Thai boxing. Start kicking the legs. And this was back when PKA was around, and everybody said, kick the legs? Oh my God, that's dangerous. We can't do that. And Dan was one of the first people flying around saying, no, you can't do that. Kicking the legs is okay, try it. It's very effective, in fact. So then Thai boxing started to become popular. Okay? What do you think after that? What do you think the next step in the edification? Not trapping yet. Now it was stick fighting. Okay? We tried to tell people, this is combat. This is stick fighting. And there is self-perfection, which are all the drills that you do to make you an athlete, so you're not a clumsy, ponderous person just swinging a stick, but you move like an athletic martial artist. So there's Sumbrata, Numerata, Surata, and then there's full contact fighting. Okay? This was way back in the early 80s. We were showing that. The first videotape out was called Filipino Stick Fighting. I made that in 86. If you watch that tape, you'll see full contact stick fighting. That's what you see many people doing nowadays. That was done in 86. Okay? Because Dan was then traveling around the country explaining to people, no, you guys need the weapons. Because if you use the weapons, it'll make you way more athletic. And then if you're way more athletic, you're going to be able to apply these other things. So then in the mid-'80s, what did we start to teach? Trapping. And we wanted to then explain to people that the thrust of trapping is straight blasting down the center line and headbutting and kneeing and elbowing. That's how we fight in trapping. That's self-preservation. And then aside from that is this thing called self-perfection. These are drills that we do, not fighting. Drills like Paksaos and Lapsaos and Hubud and Chisao and Danchi and Silam Tao and all the little neat drills that it teach you to be coordinated, fighting within this window of where Wing Chun people fight. So then people started to understand trapping to some degree. So I was fortunate enough to be a part of the edification of the country, of many people all over the world throughout Europe. And again, it had nothing to do with me. I just was at the right place at the right time. So it was easy way back then to make your mark and to be new. Okay? Then after trapping, what do you think it was? Savate. Savate was actually technically before trapping. And we were flying all over the country showing people how you can box with your feet. Daniel Doobie and I opened up the first Savate school in America trying to explain people that there's a different way of kicking with your feet. Savate's very popular now. Nobody even knew what it was. So like I say, it was very, very easy to make a mark back then. After that, what do you think it was? Well, we'd fly, we'd do a seminar, and we wanted to teach people. What was the next thing we wanted to show the public? Jiu-jitsu. Okay? Now we're up to the mid to late 80s. And I'm flying all over the country saying, this is the guard. The what? The guard. Well, you lie on your back and you put them between your legs. What? Do you know what people, Vunak, you do what? I know you've been living out in Hollywood a while, but you grab people and you put them, no, really, and this is called the mount, and this is a triangle, and who taught you this? The Gracies. The what? Who? Okay? So then at that point we wanted to educate the public as to what the ground game was. Well, now, there's not a whole lot left. So much has been done. So when you see the new kids coming out nowadays, opening up a new school, and they all want to be different, but they can't add anything left because there's not that much to add. Now, you can come up with your own creative drills. That's beautiful. But as far as major themes to add to Jeet Kune Do, it's not going to happen. So if you want to compete with somebody else and you can't add anything, how do you compete with these people? Think in terms of business. You put them down. Of course. He sucks. He's no good. That doesn't work. This doesn't work. This guy does this wrong. That guy does that wrong. So therefore, that's all you have left. So I feel sorry for the kids nowadays trying to make their mark in the martial art world because their only way to do it is to put everybody else down. And that's sad. Because the things that they're putting down, that's the art. That's the beauty. That's the stuff, when you talk about aliveness, for example, people talk to me about aliveness. Who was aliveness invented by? What was that term invented by? Whom? Bruce Lee. Okay? Bruce Lee invented that term. And simultaneously, Bruce Lee was doing reference point trapping. Because it's not supposed to be alive. It's a technique, and then you progress past that. And then from Bruce Lee, there was Dan Inosanto. And everything that we've ever done has been predicated upon making things combative. So how do we train in PFS to make our traps work? And our traps are what? Straight blast, headbutts, knees, and elbows. How do we train? We tell people, glove up, put a motorcycle helmet on, and do your thing. And when this person can come in and go ape shit on you and do their thing, and you can enter in straight blast and headbutt, knee, and elbow, similar to this drill we're doing, that's how you learn to trap. If you're not trapping that way, you're not trapping realistically. You're still back in the antiquated days doing this. So that's the whole theme, and I want you guys to understand that. For those of you who do or don't, I had to go off on a tangent for a little bit. Okay, ready? You got your group here? Okay, come on in. Let's go, hurry up. We all got a number. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, come on out in the middle first. Okay, now, anybody on this end, do not block the camera. Okay, ready? Come on in, Chris. You're in first. Okay, ready? Okay, pay attention. Now, look, if I name your number, remember who you are. Get ready to fly in. Bring your circle closer. Ready? Go. Go, grab them. 5. 6. 7. Guys, I need you away from the camera, please. All the way over. 8. 9, 10. 11, 12. 13. 14, 15. 'And break. All right. Very nice. Let's go. Come on in, somebody. Ready. Go. Excuse me, I'm sorry. 2, 3. 4. 5, 6. And break. All right, good job. Next man in. Come on in. Okay, ready. Okay, somebody, come on. Go. 3, 4. 'Very nice. 5, 6, 7. 8, 9. 'And break. All right. Come on in, please. Let's go. Let's go. Who's up? Don't be shy. Okay, ready? Grab somebody. Okay, go. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 8. And break. Nice, Janet. Very nice, Janet. Okay, go. 2, 3. 4. 5, 6. 'Break. All right. Ready, go! Let me get you guys to move down here for me. 8, 9, 10. Break, very nice. Come on out. Go. 3, 4. 5, 6. 7. Break. All right. Okay. Ready? Go. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. 'Break. Nice job. Okay. Ready. Connect. And grab his head. And go. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 8. 'And break. Yeah. Okay, ready. Go. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 'And break. Nice job. Ready. 2. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 'Break. Yeah, baby. Okay, ready. Go. 3, 4. 5. 6, 7. 8. 14. 'And break. Okay, ready. Go. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 18. Break. Good job, brother. Who's up? Who's up? Ready? Go. 3. 16, 15. 18, 19. Break. Yeah. Who's up? Okay, ready. Go. 7, 8. 9, 10. 11. 12, 13. Break. Nice job. Ready? Got somebody? You're the appointed starter, Chris. 12, 11. Hey. You look familiar. What's your name?
George.
Where do I know you from? We ever met?
No, it's first time.
11, 12, 5, and break. All right. Good job. Everyone go? Okay, ready, go. 6, 7. 8. 'And break. Nice job. Good job. Who's up? Ready, go. 9, 4, 2, and break. Okay, ready, go. 3, 4. 5. 'And break. All right. Ready, grab somebody. Okay, go. 6, 7. 8. 'Let's go, just keep going. And break. All right. Okay, go. 5, 6, 7. 'And break. All right. Who's up? Okay, ready, go. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. 'Break. Nice job. Who's up? Okay. Go. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 8. Yes, 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 yes. Break. All right. Who's up? Okay, ready? Grab somebody. Go. 4, 5, 6, 7. And break. All right. Anybody? Okay, everybody come on over here, have a seat, turn off the fan. Okay. We're not hurting. Okay, now let's talk about that drill for a minute. Remember how we started? Fear, rage, okay? The ability to be comfortable. The ability to get in a position where you're comfortable. Could you imagine if I put you in front of that person, but you couldn't grab the neck, you couldn't knee, elbow, or headbutt? The neck stops them from getting you with a good shot, and the thumbing, knees, elbows, and headbutts, that sets you up to get them where you want to get them. Could you imagine if I just said stand in front and duke it out, and then the next guy comes, and then the next guy? It would be crazy. Okay? Would you do me a favor? Would you have her not do that? Thanks. All right. Who felt fear? Raise your hand. A little bit? But not a lot? Okay. I respect that. The more times you do it, it'll go away. Okay? Who felt rage? Okay? A little bit? Okay. You know why you didn't feel fear and rage? Huh? Well, you see, it was alive, you were getting hit, okay? But you didn't have time to think. We just put you in a spot and told you, bam, 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 just do this. Boom, next guy, bam, bam, oh shit. Boom, get to the neck. So you don't have time to think. Did you ever get into an altercation, bam, it just starts like that, and it's bam, 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 and you didn't even have time to get the adrenaline rush? Sometimes that happens, you have to react. Or conversely, you know, somebody starts something from way down there, and you're talking to them, and it's like, and the heart starts going, and you, okay? So we just didn't give you time, okay? So we're going to teach you to train in a way that it can be very violent. I mean, if I said you're going to get in the middle, 15 people are all going to be encircling you, they're all going to take a shot at you. And you're going to fight all 15 of them. I mean, and they all get to hit you, by the way. Okay? Yet, you did not experience the fear and the rage. And that's what that drill is all about. We want to teach you to get yourself in this mindset in which you're simply reacting. You're simply doing what you've been trained to do. I wish I had never helped coin the word killer instinct. I have said this over and over and over again. Because when people think of killer instinct, they think of some big guy screaming and yelling, and that's not killer instinct. That's a temper tantrum. When I see some guy screaming, I was at Gold's Gym one day. I got on the bench. I'm doing my bench press. I got off to take a pee or something. I got back on the bench. I noticed the weights were a little different. I took a couple plates off. I got back on the bench. I started doing my bench press, and this thing comes up to me, and he starts, hey, that's my bench, blah, 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 blah. And I go, oh, okay. I didn't see it, bro. I was using it when I went to the bathroom, but sorry about that. And I start to walk away, and he goes, well, put the effing weights back on it, you stupid, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, okay. So I put the weights back on the thing, and I didn't put them all on or whatever. And then I had made some comment to my friend. I go, Jesus Christ, this guy woke up on the bad side of the wrong side. And he heard me, okay? So now the guy wants to, what did you say to me? And it's like, he's looking up, and I'm like, what? And he said, what did you? And the guy starts screaming at me. You get your blah, blah, and I'll kick your F, and then blah, blah. And the veins are going like this, and his muscles are doing this, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, okay? And I just started looking at him, and I just started laughing. It's like, did this really screw your whole day up? Did this, I mean, I had to laugh. But when I saw that, to me, it was just like a little kid having a temper tantrum. That's what it was. It was like a little 4-year-old kid going, "Oh, daddy, daddy, daddy." That's what I see when I hear that kind of screaming. And then finally, the guy calls me outside. So I had to fight this guy over a stupid bench press. And it ended up that when I was walking with my weight, it accidentally fell on his toe before we got outside. And when he was hopping around, I gave him a good one. And then he was out cold with a broken foot, and I ran out the door before he woke up and kicked my ass. Okay? But the point is, I'm going to win the fight because I'm keeping cool. I'm not going to engage in that kind of rage. You're not going to suck me into your kind of fight. I'm not going to start screaming and yelling and cussing at you just because you scream and yell and cuss at me. That's silly. Okay? We do not let people enrage us like that. So if we're in a fight because we're upset with something, fine. If you're upset, be upset. But when it comes time to get your hands up and move around, be like Bruce Lee. You slam that door, you get your hands up, and you just play. Okay? That was Bruce. He's behind the car. He's yelling and screaming because he's such a terrible driver, and he's cutting people off right and left, and he's flipping them off, and they're flipping him off, and it's just, like Dan said, the second Bruce slammed the door, and the second he'd get up on his toes, he'd start screwing around and laughing. He'd start throwing pokes at people's face. He'd start making it a joke. The actual fight he didn't care about. Maybe you got him pissed before that, but when it came time for him to fight, he was able to relax. Okay? So I want you to be able to understand what killer instinct really is. Killer instinct is that ability to just be, just right here, dispassionate. Okay? How many people have ever seen Sakuraba fight? Raise your hand. Okay? Your homework is to find Sakuraba. Find a fight he has fought. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if we've got this set up here. But this man is just he is the epitome of keeping a cool head. He's just got that ruthless thing. It's just like right here. At one point, there was an altercation where Hoist had Sack around the back, and Sack, in this position, and he's trying to pick Sakuraba up, and he's out like this, and he's looking out at the ring like this, and he's going, "Oh, hey." And he's talking to people, shaking hands, giving high five, drinking his Pepsi, and then he gets back in the ring and he's kind of like that, and he's taking a few punches and he just goes like this, and then all of a sudden, pop, 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 3 or 4 kicks, this explosion of stuff, and then he just gets back to like this, because he didn't care. That's killer instinct. That's killer instinct is not like, the ground and pound. Those people are just going to blow their wad. They're just going to and they're going to be dead. And that's what happens. You want to learn to keep that cool head. Back when I was teaching the SEAL teams, you had all these really badass SEALs with the little waist like this and the shoulders up to here and the chains and the sunglasses, just like, and those were the young kids and they thought they were bad. Many of them are very bad. But you know who the real guys are? The little older guys with the little pot belly and the balding head. He's been around the block. He's like 40 years old. Looks like he owns a hardware store. Little water chewing tobacco. Those are the guys that have been in the shit. Those are the guys that I am worried about. Those are the guys who possess the killer instinct. There's this one guy that people were talking about, and they said, "Vunak, we're in this burnout bus. There's crossfire coming this way, crossfire coming this way. We're surrounded by 15, 20 guys. We're going to get our heads blown off, and it's just me and John, and we're in the middle of stuck. We're burning daylight. We're out of ammunition. We're sitting here." And he looks at me, and he goes, "You know what he asked me?" And I go, "What?" He goes, "You got any chew?" What? I'm running out of chew. He's like, "We're going to die. You're asking for chew." Hey, that's killer instinct.
okay? It's not Rambo swinging from a vine with a machine gun, okay? There's a whole different thing. Killer instinct is that 1,000-yard stare. Killer instinct is that guy that you can just take a phone and go whack over the head with and goes, you know, that's killer instinct. It's not losing your temper. It's not turning into this enraged, crazy person. You just keep that cool head no matter what. There's nothing that this person can do to upset you. Do you ever hear people say, well, I'm okay until they hit me. Then, boy, he better watch out. Oh, man, once I get clocked. Well, what is that? What is that? What if he hits you one time and you're on your ass? That's, well. Okay, well, what if that hit is a razor coming across the face or a bottle? You don't want to wait till somebody hits you. And then, why should that get you angry if somebody hits you? That's another thing I could never figure out. You're in a fight and you get angry that somebody... You got to accept responsibility for the fact that you're in a fight. Okay? Me and you are fighting, right? Now, you hit me in the face. What the hell am I mad at? That's what you're supposed to do. We're in a fight. I mean, like geez, that's like we play basketball and you go boom and you bust a shot and I go, damn, he made a shot. You're supposed to make a shot. We're playing basketball. What are you doing guarding me in defense? Well, it's called basketball. You get into a fight, guy hits you, good shot. Okay? You get pissed off at the dog, chases you up a tree and he's biting you and he nips you and you're mad at him? You're supposed to. He's a dog. That's what dogs do. Okay? So you don't let things get you angry. You don't allow this person to be the puppeteer and you the puppet, dancing to everything he does. I can't tell you how many times I would see someone angry and just bam, stick them in the jet, and they're like, oh, and then they keep going, and you can just keep angering them more and more and more until they lose everything that they had. Whatever they were, they're no longer that. They're totally enraged. When you get on the ground and you do uninterrupted biting, you start tearing the flesh, you freak somebody out. You get them out of their game and into enraged self-preservation. You let them fluctuate between rage and fear, rage and fear. You don't want someone to be relaxed. The greatest fighters I've ever known are people that keep a cool head. Conversely, the guys that yell and scream with the steroids and the tattoos and those guys aren't the fighters. Those are the guys that end up blowing their wad until they have no energy in the fight. Okay, I've seen it time and time again. Okay, so for this morning's lesson, okay, our question?
Well, you mentioned that when you were younger that rage was very difficult to deal with.
Yes.
How did you actually, I understand the importance of dealing with it, but how did you get rid of that? How did you let that go?
I believe that my rage was contained within my self-importance. Okay? In other words, I thought I was really good. So therefore, when I got into a fight, it was, you think you're going to beat me? You know what I mean? It was that I think I'm a badass thing. This is when I was in my 20s, and it was like, so, and then if I got hit, it was like I was enraged in the fact that he hit me, and I was enraged in the fact that I let him hit me. Okay? So there was all that stuff going on. In order to surrender to the ego of the fight, you can't care if you get hit. It doesn't matter who appears to be winning or losing. The winner is the person that walks away, and the loser is the person that carries away, gets carried away. And anything during the interim is irrelevant. Okay? To be perfectly honest with you, I became a much, much, much better fighter the day after I got my butt kicked by some guy. That's the day that I just totally let go of thinking that I was some kind of a badass. Okay, until that day, because I had gotten my butt kicked before, but it was never a one-on-one. It was always 3 or 4 guys, and it was like, okay, yeah, 3 or 4 guys. All right, it makes you feel bad, you cry for a little bit, and you get over it. But one-on-one, this guy kicked my butt. I had no business losing. I was in my early 20s, and this guy was like in his mid-40s, and he had that look in his face like he'd been to prison about 19 times and had the burns and the whole 9 yards, and it was about 210, and I got in a fight with this guy, and there was nothing I could do.
I straight blasted, I elbowed, I headbutted. It was just like, what do I got to do to this guy? My body was drenched in blood. It was like 25, 30, 40-minute fight, and the guy just never went down. And then finally, it was just a battle of attrition, and he got the best of me. And I was demoralized. I was absolutely demoralized for one-on-one match. I'm in my 20s and I lost it. It's like I spent my whole life learning how to fight and I lost. So then I had to go through this whole catharsis, crying and ripping up my certificates and going through this, I'm not a badass. And then it was just like, yeah, I guess I'm not really, it's like anybody out there could beat anybody. And then over the years, more experiences came up. And when you get into situations where it's like 10 on 1 or 10 on 2, and all you can do is survive, and you're running and you're hiding and you're throwing bottles and you're sitting here like this, you're in a bar and all this shit going on, you see your buddy over there and you run up and grab a bottle, bam, hit his friend and run back behind him and you sit back down again. And over the years, you learn to grow until it becomes like the shit you do, you go, shit, I'm not really a badass. What am I doing crawling on the floor trying to get into the restroom? So it's just like you lose your ego after you lose a few fights. So I don't know if that helps you guys at all, but once you lose a fight, I think that helps. That's a good growing experience for you. Okay? So other questions now? Remember, theme, rage, fear. Rage, fear. That's the theme. Okay? What would get you guys enraged? Tell me. Raise your hand. Yeah. Okay. Now, my question to you is, if they're going to do something to your family, you need to protect your family with the best possible way you can, right? Okay, now, you very honestly, and I appreciate, expressed that would get you enraged. Now, you need to deal with, what's your name? Keith. Now, Keith, your mission is you need to deal with, how could somebody attack my family and me not get enraged? I need to suck it up and go do what I got to do without that rage coming in now. What else? Do you see where I'm coming from, bro? We got to take that out. That's what's going to lose the, Mom, you come flying in. Okay? You can't do that.
Does that stay calm, take away that self-preservation, protecting the family, the animal instinct, protecting your loved ones? Can that calmness, or is it something inside you that's home?
See, it is the calmness that allows you to prevail during the fight. It is the calmness that allows you to have moments where you inject killer instinct. Let's say you tackled to the ground and you're just hanging on to this guy and he's picking you up and he's throwing you around and you just got him in the guard and you're hanging on for dear life. And you're just staying calm. Like Maurice Smith stayed calm when Coleman was punching him. You got to stay calm. So you're staying calm, you're staying calm, you're staying calm. And then all of a sudden, boom, you grab the neck and you bite the throat, boom, stand up. Okay, and now you're back to calm again. And he is where he is. You see what I mean? Okay, so that's going to be your mission. What else would get somebody upset? Okay, what would, raise your hand, what would really get you? Okay, yeah.
When you see somebody else, a strong person picking on you.
Yeah, man, you see somebody, right. And you can't just go run at you and rap, okay? So whatever it is, you guys all know what it is that would enrage you, okay? So you need to work on that. You need to be able to keep a cool head while that's going on. And just passionately, you walk into the thing and you do what you have to do. Okay? Killer instinct is the easy part. Being able to turn it off is the hard part. Okay? When I taught the SEAL teams, and you got to remember something, I know nothing about guns, people. I hate guns. All right? So they got all these weapons. Oh, Vunak, you want to shoot a grenade launcher? I'm like, no. No, I don't want. I want to go play basketball, okay? And you know, it's like, oh, well, let's take you out on this, and we'll drop you off of an airplane, and we'll like, fucking airplane, okay? You know, so we're playing with all these stupid guns that I hate. So they get this one thing called an MP6.5, MP5, whatever, all right? And it's got this little 3-shot selection burst, and you put it on this one little thing here, and you go, and it shoots 3 bullets at one time. And I'm like, hey guys, how come there's this 3-shot burst? What's this all about? Well, everybody freaks out when the combat comes on. They lay on the trigger and they blow all their ammunition. So, when the heart's pounding like this, we just put it on 3 shots and then only 3 bullets going to come out. I thought that was the silliest thing I'd ever heard in my life. I totally, that changed my whole paradigm of how I'm going to teach the SEALs. I said, so you're telling me that everybody freaks out when the shit hits the fan, so therefore you've got a gun to prevent you from doing that? Isn't that typical Western mentality? Cure the effect and forget the cause? I said, okay guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to work on you not freaking out, so you don't need your little 3-shot burst thing, okay? And so what we did was we trained controlling the emotions, where I had these guys in the middle of the nutcracker with people screaming and yelling and punching them, and they couldn't do nothing. They could just sit here. And they're, and people are in their face throwing them around. And after all that, they had to, anyway, so we had drills upon drills upon drills to keep people controlled and relaxed when the crap hits the fan, okay? And you take this nutcracker drill that we just did, this was very, very gentle and delicate. You could take this drill and you could hardcore it. Oh my God. Why yell number 3? And number 3 comes flying in, boom, tackles you on the ground and starts pounding you. And you got to sit there and cover the punches, grab the neck, bite, kick them off, stand your feet. 4, boom, he tackles you. And every time someone comes in, they don't come in and poke the face, but they tackle you and start grounding and pounding. And then you got to control, relax, grab, bite, kick off, come to your feet. We could have 3 people at you. We could have people with sticks hitting you lightly with a rattan stick. We could turn that thing into where you don't even. Some of my seniors at home, when I mention the nutcracker drill, their eye starts to twitch. Okay? You can make this thing as hardcore as you want, or you can make it as soft as you want. Okay? So the theme, once again, to reiterate, this is what I want you to have gotten out of today. We have the before, during, and after drill that teaches us to read our opponent, it mitigates the fear. It teaches us that the opponent's either going to hit us before, during, or after. So we're able to kind of relax and focus on the opponent. Okay? The first thing we did, dropping the keys, taught you which weapon was your most efficient weapon to use. And then finally we went into the nutcracker drill. And the theme of this morning is to control the emotions. Think of rage and think of fear and think of the emotion that we want, which is that homeostasis, neither rage nor fear. Okay? Good job, and I'll see you guys in 1 hour. Thank you.